have trouble with the ladies. I know what? You? No, I do. True story. I do. I try to look at my... for you folks, they've just been saying true story all day. I don't know if you've heard that, but it's just constant over there. So I try to look at my past two relationships to see where things went wrong. And I realized that with both of my ex-girlfriends, there was a common event that happened. A common event that happened in the relationship that led to the downfall of the relationship, and that is that I went to a wedding with the girl I was dating. If you're dating someone, never go to a wedding with them. It's just a horrible disaster waiting to happen. The first girl I went to a wedding with, her friends were getting married, and they know that I make short films and stuff, and they said, "Hey, would you videotape our wedding?" And I said, I'd love to videotape your wedding. That would just be a lot of fun, and I'd be honored to do that. So I got all these extra tapes and the batteries and stuff, and the night before the wedding, they called me and they go, "You know what, we hired some professional video guys, we don't need you to videotape the wedding." And I was like, well all right, well, you know what I'll do? I'll bring my camera anyway. Because what if something happens that the professional guys miss, and I'll capture it on tape, and then you'll have a complete picture of your wedding. And they're like, okay, so I brought my tape, and when we got to the church, they had 3 video guys, and these guys were awesome. They were just like everywhere. They're capturing every shot. They're like video ninjas or something, you know, they're just like everywhere. And I was like, man, these guys are good. They're gonna have footage of everything. Except they're not gonna have any footage of the video guys. So that became my job at the wedding. I just started following the video guys around wherever they went. And it was so great because during the ceremony, I was sitting there in the bleachers, whatever they're called in the church. And, what? God bless you. So I'm sitting there, and the head video guy is up at the front, and he's videotaping the bride and groom, and I just start videotaping him. And it was great because about 10 minutes into the ceremony, he realized what I was doing. So he's videotaping the bride and groom, and he keeps going. And I just stayed right on him, like a nice, tight close-up, and he started getting all red, and he was sweating. And it was fantastic. It was a lot of fun. And then at the end of the ceremony, you know, when you're leaving the church, they have like a receiving line, you know, so you can meet the cast. And I never know what to say in those situations, so I just kind of stepped out of the receiving line, and I'm watching people walk through, and I suddenly realized that there's a video camera right here in my face. And I turn and look, and it's this video guy, and he's going, and I get out my camera, and I start taping him, and he's all, "Dude, what are you doing?" And I go, "I'm just having fun, relax. You know, you need somebody's permission in order to videotape them." And I go, "Oh, really? Because when we got to the church, you started videotaping us. You didn't ask for our permission." "Well, it's different. You're an invited guest. Besides, there's so many beautiful images for you to videotape. Why are you videotaping me?" And I go, "Dude, would you relax? What am I going to do with the footage?" He goes, "Yeah, what are you going to do with the footage?" So if you go to www.angryvideoguy.com, you can... I'm kidding. It's .org. So anyway, that was the end of that relationship, because my girlfriend said I caused a scene, whatever that means. And so the next girl I was dating, I went to a wedding with her, and it was even worse because she was in the wedding. She wasn't like the bride, because that would have been weird, but she was in the wedding party. You know, she was in the. So at the reception, she sat at the head table with all the the rest of the wedding party. And we'd only been dating like 3-4 weeks, so I didn't know anybody in her family, and I'm just sitting there with these people, I have no idea who they are. And I'm just bored out of my mind until I realized that at every single place setting at this wedding, they have one of those little disposable cameras. Okay, now, I understand having 1 or 2 disposable cameras on every table, great idea, a lot of fun, but these folks had one at every single place setting. And I felt that was overkill, and here's my reason why. When the bride and groom went to go cut the cake, all 250 guests were standing around them, and they all took a picture at the same time. And it's like, what, you need a panoramic flip book of cutting the cake? I don't understand. You don't need that many pictures. So I said, not me, I'm gonna take different photos. I'm gonna take photos that no one else is taking. So I took an entire roll, 36 exposures, of people's feet at the wedding. But I didn't randomly take pictures of people's feet. I thought about it. When the bride and groom had their first dance, I took a picture of their feet. That was nice. Sweet. Mother of the bride took a picture of her feet. It was great. I had a great time spending the rest of the evening looking for artistic feet shots, you know. Turned in my camera at the end, had a blast. Till about 2 weeks later, my girlfriend calls me. Did you take an entire roll of photos of people's feet at the wedding? And I said, yeah, I did. I thought it'd be funny. I thought everyone would say, it's not funny. My brother and sister-in-law are furious. They want $20 for film developing. I'm not going to pay $20 for film development. If you want this relationship to continue, you're going to pay $20. So I said, fine, I'll pay the $20. But I want the photos. And I have them here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to see them. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking like, oh, sure, guitar boy. No, I really do have the photos.
Right on.
Let me find, yeah, there's the first dance. Where's the... You can come see these. It's your story. You're right. Yeah. You can come see these afterwards. I'll show them to you. But I was actually doing this show at Cal State Long Beach, and after the show, the student comes up to me. I didn't have the photos on stage, and the student comes up to me and goes, "Dude, did you really take photos at the wedding?" And I go, "Yeah, I did. You want to see it?" He goes, "Yeah." And he's flipping through, and he goes, "Yeah, this was my cousin's wedding." The family was pretty pissed off about this. I said, well, don't tell them I've been doing it on stage, because I never paid the $20. We'd broken up, right? Statute limitations, I don't have to pay the $20.